stopped. So this is question number 4, 5, and 6, all in this video. As usual, please do not skip any part of these videos. Ensure that you watch this video without skipping any part of it. Why? It's because of your own advantage and benefit. It will do you really good. All right, now go. We have question number 4 on the board. We are asked to simplify 1 whole number 1 over 9 divided by 1 whole number 1 over 3 divided by 3 whole number 3 over 5. It's very, very simple. Now we have solution. We have 1 whole number 1 over 9 divided by 1 whole number 1 over 3 times 3 whole number 3 over 5. Guys, here we only have 2 signs. Is that correct? Which is what? Division and multiplication. And division comes before multiplication, right? Yes. So we need to first treat the part that is connected with division sign before we veer into the aspect of multiplication. Don't forget, this is just all about the application of BODMAS. So you need to know the one that comes first in this acronym. So D comes first before multiplication. So we are going to first of all look at the fraction that are connected with division first before multiplication. Now, when we come to this question, we'll see that this is 1 whole number 1 over 9 divided by this. It shows that we are going to first of all observe this aspect of the fraction. This is it. Because this multiplication affects this only, right? This division affects this, and this one is affecting this. Why? Because we are dividing this by this. So first we are going to resolve this and this before we can put in the multiplication sign. And you understand that it is very, very easy to solve division fraction. How? Because we will automatically change it to what? The multiplication sign. Alright, now what do we do? First is to clear up the whole number by converting the mixed fraction to what? An improper fraction. And guys, you know how to do that by now. So 9 times 1 is 9 plus 1. We are going to have 10 over 9 divided by 3 times this guy we are going to have. When we say 3 times this guy, we are going to have 3, and 3 plus 1 we are going to have 4 over 3. Then times, now 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 3 we have 18 over 5. It's as simple as this. Then the next thing we do is to now put division into consideration, right? So we'll come. What do? We are going to have 10 over 9 times. Now we are using the law of inversion. In as much as we have already changed this division to multiplication sign, we are quickly going to swap the fraction by making the existing denominator the new numerator, while the existing numerator the new denominator. So we take up 3 and bring down 4. This is what we just did now. It's as simple as this. These are all application of principles. Then multiply by what? 18 over 5. Now, when you look at this step where we are, you will find out that all these fractions are now connected with just multiplication sign. And now we are going to be using the first method I taught you in dividing out or clearing out fractions with multiplication. Like I said, you can choose to multiply all the numbers at the numerators, alright, the figures at the numerator with your calculator if you want to use calculator, and also multiply all the numbers at the denominator. Then at the end you can find the common factor, the highest common factor between the outcome you have at the numerator and the one at the denominator. Alright? Now, but in this case, you are going to be using diagonal cross multiplication. Are we there? Yes, you are going to be using diagonal cross multiplication. How do we do that? First, I can decide to say, okay, this 5 can come and take care of this. Yes. 5 and 10 have something in common. So 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 10 is 2. Diagonal division, right? Now also, I can decide to say, okay, 9 and 3, they have common factor. But 9 and 18 also, they have common factor. So I will decide to go for 9 and 18 so that I can have the least value. Alright? So I can also say, okay, this 9 into itself is 1. 9 into 18 is 2. Guys, what is left here? We are having 2 over 1, 2 over 1 times 3 over 4 times 2 over 1. It's as simple as this. So guys, you can decide to now multiply out because the values are now easy for you to multiply out. Are you there? Yes. You don't really need calculator here now. You see why we try to avert the use of calculator. So at this point, you can choose to multiply out, or you can still decide to also use diagonal cross multiplication. Of course, I can decide to multiply out. Now let's multiply out here. 2 times 3, 6. 6 times 2, 12. So I'm going to have 12 all over 1 times 4, 4. 4 times 1, 4. All over 4. Guys, 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now our outcome is a whole number without fraction inclusive, right? Yes, this is all. It's as simple as this. Now let's head on to solving question number 5. It's as simple as it. Now we have solution to the word. Now let's put down the question. We have 7, 5 over 8 minus 1 whole number 1 over 2 all divided by 4 whole number 3 over 4, then 4 whole number 7 over 8. Now guys, the first thing we do now is to quickly clear off the whole numbers by converting these mixed fractions to improper fractions, right? Now how do we do that? We get to multiply 8 by 7. Are we there? Yes, we get to multiply 8 by 7 now. 7 times 8. So we get to multiply 8 by 7, and 8 times 7 is 56. Now 56 plus 5 is 61. So we are going to have this as 61 over 8. Guys, I hope you hear this. Now minus 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3 over 2. Still in this bracket. Then open bracket, 4 times 4 is 16. And 16 plus 3, guys, we have 19 over 4. Then plus 4 times 8 is 32. And 32 plus 7 is 39. We're going to have 39 all over 8. Guys, the next thing we do now is to identify the BODMAS characters that are here. Yes, the BODMAS characters that are here. Now, we have brackets, we have subtraction, we have division, and we also have addition. Now, these are what we have here. So we have brackets, which is this. Yes, we have brackets. So B, X, D, A. These are the parameters, or these are the segments of BODMAS that we have here. And we also need to put this law into consideration. So first thing we do now is to work on the bracket, clear off the bracket. And you know that to clear off the bracket encloses fractions. So you need to first of all simplify those fractions within the confine of that bracket first. And we know that this first bracket now the fractions here are connected with what? Subtraction sign. Alright? Now the second bracket, the fractions are connected with addition sign. And you understand that you can be solving these two brackets simultaneously. Yes. You may not decide to say, okay, let me solve this first, then later. No, you can be solving the two brackets simultaneously, but you must ensure that you put their respective law into place. Now, here, we know that these fractions are connected with division. And anytime two fractions are connected with subtraction, we know that these fractions here are connected with subtractions. And anytime two fractions are connected with subtractions, what you do is to find the LCM of the denominator. Same thing happens to what? When two fractions are connected with addition. So quickly, inside this bracket now, we are going to find their respective denominator. Alright? LCM. Now the LCM of 8 and 2 is 8 all over. Alright? Now 8 divided by 8. Alright? Already you know how to divide this. So you put down the new denominator divided by the first denominator, which will give us 1. And what do we do with this one? We use this one to multiply this existing numerator. So we are going to have 1 times 61. Then minus, the next thing we do is to still put down this new denominator, which is their LCM, divided by the second denominator, which is 2. And this will have given us 4. So we are going to multiply the numerator corresponding to these two, this denominator, by this 4. So we are going to have 4 times 3. We are done with that. Then divided by open bracket. In this case now, the LCM of 4 and 8, guys, is still 8. You can check out that with what? LCM table. Now, in this case now, we are going to still have 8 divided by what? The first denominator, which is the new denominator. Divided by the first denominator, which will have given us what? 2. Right? So, we are going to multiply these 2 by this numerator. So, we are going to have 2 times 19. Then the positive sign that we have there. Then the next thing we do is to say 8 divided by what? 8. And that is 1. So, we are going to multiply the numerator corresponding to 8 by 1. Guys, you see how simple this is. Then we are going to have 1 times 39. 1 times 39. All in closed bracket. So we can wipe here and take the next step. So as we progress here, what do we have here? 61 times 1 is 61. Minus 3 times 4 is 12. All over 8. divided by 2 times 19, guys, is 38. So we have 38 plus 39 over 8. Guys, this is as simple as it. The next thing we do is to remove 12 from 61. Guys, when we remove 12 from 61, we are going to have 49. We have 49 over 8. Now we can remove the bracket, then divided by. When we add this guy to this guy, we are going to have 77. Hope that is clear. Yes. We will have 77. 38 plus 39 will give us 77. All over 8. Now we have reduced this fraction to just two fractions connected with division. Guys, you need to ask yourself, now that I have division between two fractions, what is the next thing? The next thing is to change the division sign to multiplication and possibly what, find the reciprocal of the fraction that comes immediately after the sign change. It's the same principle, same step. Guys, hope we are adding values to your life. Now guys, at this point we're going to have 49 over 8 times, now that we introduce times, let's bring down our the division sign. So this 8 at the denominator will become numerator here. This 77 at the numerator here becomes denominator. So now, again, we now have two fractions connected with multiplication. Guys, what do you do with fractions connected with multiplication? You either multiply all the numerators, put down the value, over multiply all the denominators, put down the value. And because we have large values here now, it's going to require you calculator a lot of time to be able to get the product of 49 and 8, right? The same way the product of 77 and 8 will also take you a longer time to calculate without calculator. So the easiest way, like I said, is to do what we call diagonal division. So 49 is diagonal to 77. So we are going to quickly find the common factor between 49 and 77, guys. 7 is a factor of both 49 and 77. So 49 divided by 7 is 7. 77 divided by 7 is 11. Now, guys, 8 go into 8, you have 1. So at the numerator now we are going to have 7 times 1 over 1 times 11. And what's the final answer? 7 times 1, guys, is 7. And 1 times 11 is 11. This is our answer. We are going to stop here because 7 and 11 has no common factor. And as well, in as much as the denominator is greater than the numerator, the fraction is proper. Then there is no need for further simplification, except that your answer is in decimal places for some of us that are doing objective, OBJ, right? Now let's head on to question number 6 as we are coming to the end of this particular segment of our tutorial class. Now, we are asked to simplify one whole number. We are asked to simplify one whole number 1 over 2 plus 2 whole number 1 over 3 times 3 whole number 4 minus 1 over 2. Guys, you really need to understand basic thing here, alright? Now let's go and start solving this question. Here, the first thing we do is to convert those ones that appeared in mixed fraction to what? Improper fraction. Now, how do we get that done? We have 2 times 1, which is 2 plus this, plus 1, we are going to have 3 over 2, plus 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 1, we are going to have 7 over 3, then times 3 over 4 minus 1 over 2. Guys, what's the next thing you do here? The next thing you do here is to identify the BODMAS characters that are here. Yes, the BODMAS character that are here. And what are the BODMAS characters that are here? I have addition, I have multiplication, and I have subtraction. Guys, in the law of BODMAS, this is our BODMAS. BODMAS. Now, multiplication comes before addition, and addition comes before subtraction. That means for us to be able to solve this effectively now, we must first of all resolve the fractions that are connected with multiplication. If you do not do it that way, if you decide to find the LCM of this and this, solve this, you are going to have it wrongly. But if this question would have come in this format, maybe it comes like this, then you are going to deal with the brackets. If the question came with a bracket, right? Or came with brackets. So if the question came like this, you are going to deal with the bracket before you now use multiplication as the last BODMAS character. Are you there? But in this case now, these brackets were not there or are not given in this question. So now that they are not given, you now need to use your what? Pray. So at this point, I cannot find the LCM of this and this and also find the LCM of this. They're leaving multiplication behind. No. I'm going to attend to multiplication first. Why? Because in the rule of BODMAS, multiplication comes before addition, and addition came before subtraction. Hope that is gotten. Yes, if you have understood that, then we can push ahead. You see how sweet and this thing is. This thing is really giving me pleasure. I understand that some of you now are getting worldwide with in-depth of knowledge, right? Now let's push ahead. Mathematics and calculation courses are very simple when you know principles. Guys, now, so here I have that this fraction and this fraction are the one connected with multiplication. So I'm going to look out for that two fractions first. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. So at this point, what do? I can just introduce brackets like I did now. I'm going to resolve this first. So I'm going to have 3 over 2 plus now. Remember that this is multiplication, and when you have multiplication between two fractions, it is either you multiply the numerators all over, multiply the denominator, and find common factor, or do what I call diagonal division. And now there is a possibility that we can have diagonal division reducing this function here. Is that correct? Yes. Now 3 to 3 are diagonal to each other, so 3 cancel 3. 4 and 7 are diagonal, but they have nothing in common. So at this point now, what do we have inside this bracket? At the numerator, we are going to have 7, and the denominator we have 4. Then minus 1 over 2. Please, guys, hope this is gotten. If you have not gotten it, please replay the video again. Hope you are here. Yes, you need to replay the video again, because I know you will understand. Then, if at the end you don't understand, then you can notify us at the comment section so that we get to know where you are having challenges, so that we can throw more light and put you into a realm where you will know it and never forget it. Yes. Now, so what do we do now? At this point now, we now have addition and subtraction left. And now, anytime you have addition and subtraction, all you need to do is to quickly find the LCMs of their respective denominators. And to have this done, all we simply do is to find the LCM of 2, 4, and 2. And the LCM of 2, 4, and 2, guys, is 4. So we are going to put down 4 here, which happens to be our new denominator. Now that we have 4 as our new denominator, what else do? We simply now, at this very point, all we need to do is to what? Divide the new denominator by the first old denominator. We now have 4 divided by these 2, and this will give us 2. And what do we do to these 2, guys? We are going to use these 2 to multiply the numerator corresponding to this denominator. Are we there? So we are going to have 2 times 3. Then plus, we come back to the next one. We now have the new denominator divided by the old middle denominator, which happens to be 4. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we are going to use this one also to multiply the numerator that corresponds to this denominator 4. And we are going to have 1 times 7. Then finally minus, we still put down 4 divided by the other denominator 2, and this will give us 2. And what do we do to these 2, guys? We are going to use these 2 to multiply the numerator that corresponds to this denominator 2. And we're going to have 2 times 1. Hope this is taken, guys. Then the next thing we quickly do at this point is to see how we can remove the brackets that we introduced, which stands for what? Multiplication. Now we are going to have 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 7 times 4, which is 7, minus 2, all over what? 4. So I can decide to say, okay, now since the theory says that addition before subtraction, then I can decide to add this guy and this guy. So 6 plus 7, guys, that would have given us 13 minus 2 over 4. And now I can remove 2 from 13 to have 11 over 4. Now at this point, guys, I am not going to stop. So at this point, we are going to have 13 minus 2, we are going to have 11 all over the denominator. Now our final answer in mixed fraction, why? Because the numerator is greater than the denominator, and as well 11 and 14, 11 and 4 has nothing in common. Therefore, what do? We find the number of times 2 can go 4. Can we now find the number of times 4 can go into 11, and that happens 2 times. So we're going to have 2 whole number. Now 2 times 4 will give us 8, right? Like I explained before, the denominator does not just say 2 times 4 will give us 8. Now remove this 8 from the existing numerator here. You are going to get the numerator to be 3. So this is the answer to this very question. Guys, I hope you have gotten much value in this tutorial class of today. Now we are diving into, we are quickly looking at is question number 7, question number 8, and question number 9. And these questions will definitely be different from the questions we have looked at from question 1 to 6. Please do not miss that class. And to get access to that class, just check the description below and you will find the link to the next video in that particular description section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not done so. Alright? Ensure you like our videos, share our videos, very important. Share it on your social media platform, share it to your loved ones, share it to your siblings, share it to your students. As a teacher in any secondary school or even tertiary institution where students are still taking courses under fraction, please ensure you share it to them, and God bless you. Stay tuned to this YouTube channel because we are coming in to load you again because you are too loaded. We want to bring out giant in you using the wise master's approach. Love you. See you